Blue Galactic Monkey, and today's reading Yellow Solar Human, day 8 and day 9 of this wave that we are journeying, this powerful portal-laden wave of yellow seed. There are two waves. Waves are 13-day cycles, and there are 20 of these waves in a lunar year of 260 days, which is the calendar of natural time, the Mayan dream spell, the calendar that is aligning us with the divine and divine timing. And on that journey, there are two waves that have 10 galactic activation portals back to back, and one of them is Red Serpent, which began this castle, a 52-day cycle, and in this castle of burning bridges to the past, is a blue castle. The blue energy represents transformation, and so in each castle there are 4 waves that are embodying these different elemental colors that represents fire, air, water and earth. And now we're in the last wave, the 4th wave of this particular castle that we're in, and we're in the 2nd wave that has these galactic activation portals. So a really powerful time, and seed is very potent for us right now because we will be going into the galactic year of electric seed. So these 13 days in yellow seed are really pointing to what we could activate for the future. And so bringing us to day 8 and day 9 of this seed wave, integrating the inner child, blue galactic monkey, which is all about integrating the inner child, we were just in the blue monkey wave, so we were really connecting. And the reason for that is the seed is actually in our inner child. The inner child is our essence self, the being that we came to be, who we were before we were conditioned to be who we had to be to survive in this reality, which has never been focused on you realizing your spiritual self, your spiritual truth, and becoming that. As a beautiful hummingbird there distracting me. It's so breathtaking, and it's very interesting, very connected to the inner child, which is all about love. Hummingbirds and those wings to just open the heart chakra, and the inner child journey is a journey of love, of loving ourselves and coming back to falling in love with ourselves and who we came to be. And so integrating the inner child will allow us to reconnect to that seed, the seed that we have dreamt into this reality that we want to bring in, that we're stewarding in. And so as we connect and integrate the inner child, and we do the inner child work so that we're not maladapted adults, we have healed the damage that was done by being in this reality that disconnected us from ourselves, and we've integrated the essence and the true sense of who we are. And so it brings us to day 9, which is today, which is yellow solar human. And this is all about human. Human is humanity, and solar energy is the energy of direction, intention and direction. As we intend, so we move in that direction. And humanity today, I was at this event earlier today, a freedom gathering, because we weren't marching anywhere, but around the world there were marches for freedom, and it's a very beautiful gathering of intention setting. So humanity needs to reconnect with their intention, and then they can move in that direction. And that's very connected to the fact that we are seeding our reality. It is within us to seed the future, and this is why we need to reclaim our intention rather than being told what the future will be and having one created for us that might actually not be from other humans. This is a multi-dimensional reality, and that's a fact that we're going to have to awaken to in this time that we're in, which is the wizard years, which is awakening to our multi-dimensional reality, awakening to our multi-dimensional reality and nature, and reclaiming our power which is the wisdom, because knowledge is power. And we have lived in a reality where there are beings and people that have knowledge that have kept it from the many and used it against the many. And we have been disconnected from our power because we've been disconnected from our spiritual truth. And this calendar that we live by, the Gregorian calendar, is a tool for that separation, because it disconnects us from the rhythm of the earth and the cosmos, which is a kind of clock which would put us on time with the divine, which is why I do these readings and have fallen in love with this cosmology, because it really is a key out of the artificial timeline and matrix, the hijacked timeline, that is not one that has humanity's best interest at heart. And that is part of the process of us growing up and reclaiming our power to intend our own reality, because we are co-creating reality, but we have forgotten the knowledge of how creation works, and therefore we have been in a creation of other beings with other intentions and agendas. And even if you can't stretch to seeing that there aren't necessarily just humans in this reality, then you could perhaps consider it in this type of reflection, that when we lose our humanity as a human, so we no longer feel anything, then we become on the spectrum of narcissists and psychopaths and sociopaths, because we don't have the ability to feel or have a conscience, and then we aren't really human, it's sort of inhuman. So now we live in a reality that is trying to create as many of these distortions in humanity's field: narcissists, psychopaths and sociopaths, and they are able therefore to do things that aren't in the best interests of humanity. So that's the situation we have. So whether or not you track that back to seeing that that is a non-human agenda that has created a lot of distortions in actual humans that then actually do all of the stuff that has been damaging to humanity, which is the pollution of our food and our air and our water, and the reality that we're living in right now, which is the awakening to the dark wizard, to seeing how knowledge has been used against us so that we can reclaim our knowledge, reclaim our power to intend our reality, and therefore sow the seed of the timeline that humanity wants, which is one that is connected to the earth and connected to Great Spirit and connected to creating heaven on earth, because that is who we are on a spiritual level. And so integrating the inner child is to undo the distortion that has taken us away from being fully in our humanity, which is to be fully open to spirit and remembering that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and to bring in spirit to this reality. And so that is what's happening, and it was fabulous that it was organized for today. So there seems to me to be a consciousness in humanity that is really aware of these portals of natural time, so that even though it looks like we are going in the opposite direction, at the same time there is a momentum. There's always yin and yang, so it seems like they're pushing in this direction, but that's triggering the humanity moving in another direction. And so the freedom marches is the intention, seeding that intention into the portal of this time that will be activated in the end of July. So I hope that you got to experience something like that today, and you realize that you hold the key to what you seed for the future with your intentions moment to moment.